thing. Apparently it just magically works. Let me double check. Because I was not expecting the YouTube one to go live. If it did, it might not be live. Apparently YouTube is not. YouTube, why are you being YouTubing? Magically works. Oh no, YouTube is up. YouTube lying. It's okay. YouTube lies all the time. We have fun. So, plan that we have. We have a very good plan today. Plan, we make unit. Unit, go. Yes, I know. Very interesting. So we're gonna go and we're gonna do a little pain of existence. We're gonna make a little nerve mesh region. We need a polygon. What do we need? Explanation docs. What do we get? Partition, convex polygons. I mean, not sure how it deals with triangles. So we'll deal with this inhibit. That will go cell size. I'm not entirely sure if we need to adjust this just yet, which is fine. This seems to have adjusted agent radius, will probably go up a bit, which is fine. And now I'm thinking, if we have got two very default sprites in here, as you can see, my lovely little thingy-majugs, they're the exact same, so we'll delete the first one to prevent things and stuff. So let's add a obstacle on this, just so that, you know, we can move that around and it should recalculate. Radius. Really? Fine, we're gonna have to vert this. This is fine, really. And then if my math is mathing, I'm hoping it's mathy. If not, -1. Then -1. Did you draw the thing? No? Okay, fine. We'll just draw you manually. It's fine. Wait. Oh, did you look at that? That's new. I've not used this thing in friggin' ages. So I'm like, where's my thing? Add element. Can I? Allow me to click? Please? Let me click to draw. Bye. Create point. We draw there. We draw there. We draw there. And that's the most wonkiest obstacle, but it will do for now. We can generate these on the fly. Then we need, which is fine, affect navigation. Because I'm guessing that's what we want. Hang on. If enabled, it will be making the process. We'll discard the source of geometry inside the vertices of the inside shape. Versus carve, which will do if enabled, objects will carve into the baked nav mesh of the shape unaffected by offsets. Yeah, okay, no, that seems fine for now. Avoidance. What? Oh, right, it already avoid Asians, which is fine. Perfect. So now I can take this, put that there, and I'm really sincerely hoping I am able to drag this somewhere, and then my nav mesh is just there. Sick. Nav mesh is just there. We do not ask questions, but this is fine. Just scale it up a bit like this. Nav mesh region is a thing, so we're gonna just bake it real quick. And I believe I need to go to view, gizmos, what's it? Debug, navigation, and then avoidance. I'm passing collision shapes. There we go. And then I should, in theory, see stuff. I don't know what I shall be seeing, but I shall be seeing the stuff and the things. In theory, like very big theory. What do we do? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do probably. Let's chuck an agent on the root. I'll explain in a sec why. We'll call this character. For now, we'll add a little sprites. We'll dump sprite in. Damn, he's big. We will not have sprite this big. We will dump sprite all the way down to like very small chaseable size. That sounds really weird. Anyway, perfect. We have this. So now thinking, what do we need? We need on our lovely character, which is part of the nav mesh. We will need a node, unfortunately, because I don't think we can add in ref. We can't, it's fine. Because we just need a data container, effectively. So we will add a... do I need a manager at this point? You know what? Let's make one. Let's call do I want a character manager? Technically, the only characters in the game will be enemies, so I guess we'll do energy manager, which is lovely. Onto this, we'll add our sprite, or script. I don't know why that sounded German. That sounded German. It's fine. And then on this, what do we want? We'll want to be able to bind something. And what are we going to do? I don't want the enemies seen. I think we'll want to be able to reference the navigation agent 2D. We'll call this agent 2D, which will be get set so that we can actually set this thing. And then we'll export. And I think we'll have a private. Let's do behavior. I can't type. Why can't I type? Behavior tree. Well, the behavior tree. I think I'll make it a resource. I'm tempted. Not entirely sure yet, but really figured this one out, which is fine. Please ignore my project. I'll dump things into folders when things are worth dumping into folders. So we'll do behavior tree like this, which will be a partial all the way to the end. We'll just make that a node. And in theory, actually, do I want that to be a node? Because if it's a node, actually, you know what? My brain is tingling. It's doing the tingling bits. We'll make this behavior tree node. So then but see, if I do node, there'll be confusion because my brain's thinking, technically speaking, a behavior tree root is a node. So does it, because if I want to nest behavior trees and behavior trees, like complex behaviors, it means I'll need to add Godot node. So I think what we do is we call this Godot node, like this, which this will then have a private behavior tree, which is fine. And then we'll do a public ready. And at some point, I will go over how I'm going to dump something into this. I do not know what. Wait, I can't spell. What? What's wrong with me? What is wrong with me? I cannot spell. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. My lovely mess of a project is okay. Because we are testing out Godot because I've been burnt by Unity because the freaking domain reloads. I added like everything I needed. I'm like, right, we're going to press play. 2 hours later. Behavior tree. Perfect. I'm going to do everything in one class for now. So a behavior tree will inherit from a behavior. I'll be explicit. I'll call this behavior node. And we'll have a public class behavior node. And this should inherit from a behavior leaf because we're building out a graph. So we'll do public class. Oh, hi Maurice and hi B. She's behind me, I can see. And I have the restream thing, so I'm going to try to do things. But yes. Public class behavior. I can think. This is fine. Behavior leaf. So now, technically, what we want, if I remember how this works, I'm like trying to do this all in my head. We'll want another public behavior leaf, which we'll call next, which will be able to get and set. So how are we doing things? So I think that's fine because that's going to store reference to its next node, the behavior node, which is a core, which will be like a thing, because like how it looks like this, right? So if I like do behavior tree, it looks like this. What are we doing? We basically have a node like this. A node goes into a node, which goes into a node, which goes into a leaf, which is an executable, which we'll get to in a bit. That's fine. So I'm kind of thinking, do I need anything? I mean, technically speaking, I guess a leaf has a singular. Well, a leaf doesn't have anything on it. A leaf should just have a public virtual. Let's do it like a bool execute for now. I'll figure this out in a sec. And we'll just return false for now. We'll figure out what we're doing there. It's fine. And then for the behavior node, I think what we do the thing. What is the thing of the thinging we're thinking of doing? I think we store a public list of behavior node. We call them children, obviously, because they're going to be the default. Thanks, C#. We'll do that. And I think we'll do... Thank you. AI just coming in. I was going to say, we'll need to execute, but we'll need to go through our children, try and find one that magically works, and then, you know, sick. So, let me pull up behavior tree. UE5 has a really nice documentation of how behavior trees work. I actually used this previously to implement the other thing that we have. I do not care. Give me the documentation. I don't care about the tree layout. Here we go. Tree layout. It's not helping me. It's being abusive. Yeah, we have a root, which is a thing. We've got a node, which will be one of these in a sec. And then we also have a finale. Right, so I think that'll be fine if I go through that doc. So let me just do behavior tree like that. I just want to get a doc again, just to bring it up, because I've not programmed this in like 4 months, and my brain is like blowing up. Thanks for all the ads. Thanks for the GDC ads. Basics, don't care, data-driven design, flow. I know how the flow works. Here we go. Composite, leaf, decorator, leaf. Yeah, exactly. A composite inherits from a leaf. A leaf has an execute, which is fine. Not interested. Decorators, a composite node, like shell node. Node can have a single child. Okay, yeah, so I was right. So a node only has a potential next, which we'll call another. Let's just do a behavior node, which we'll call next get set, which will just default to null. So, like, if there's nothing next, technically it's a leaf? Question mark? Docs are docs. It's fine. We don't question it. Leaf is the lowest level node. Composite nodes, that's fine. We have sequences and things, yeah. So now in theory, so a sequence executes left to right, what you put in, executes it. So it's going to be like, okay, go to the door. Well, we're going to the door. Stay in that state. Once we open the door, or get to the open door step, sick, which is awesome. So now that I have that, I think what I should have probably like had like an iLeaf or something. That's fine. Let us implement a selector. So let's do public class behavior selector, which will be a behavior. I'm not gonna have that the AI program for me. I can do this myself. I'm smart enough. A behavior node. Ooh, nude. And then we're gonna call this children, because obviously we can have many children in this. Get set. This is fine. This new keyboard is being a pain. Cool. And then we're gonna do a public override. Lord have mercy. Why can't I type? We're gonna do an executable. I'm not listening to you. And I think technically how it's supposed to work is the second we find a child, like that, a selector is technically supposed to stay in it. So it's like, while we have a child that is of success, propagate down, in theory. Yeah, so it's like, am I hungry? Do I have food? Do the thing. So if I am correct, let me just quickly look at my previous thing. I've got code lying somewhere. And I have a very lovely previous YouTube video I watched on this. I'm double checking myself because I watched this video like friggin', was it like 4 months ago? Which again is like incredibly long ago. Hello, my friend. Thank you. I'm gonna instantly pause your video. I'll give you credit. He had a GitHub repo. Yes, you can take me to the site I trust. It's this lovely guy, Gitaman. Very, very good YouTube video. I wanted to check the correction for, because he implements that as well, because I know that you had that's fine. I wanted to doubly check. He did a policy status as well, which I don't really mind. Leaf has a strategy which you set up, which has a priority. That's fine. But what I wanted to check is, am I correct? Which is, yeah. So kept track of the current child we're executing. That sounds terrible. We're going to execute a child. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I didn't see your message, Maurice. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're gonna check if our current child is still in the list, which is being, I'm guessing, inherited from our node. Our node does keep track of the current child, which is perfectly fine. And then that's going to try and process it. And then while it's running, we're going to stop here. And then if it fails, we pedal back out. Otherwise, we go to the next one and try and run it. Makes sense. I remember now. It's all coming back together. Which means technically we need a public. Let's call this behavior result enum, which will do a result, which will be a, let's do a running by default, and then we'll do a public enum. Come on. You are so close to greatness. There we go. Success, failure, and running, because those are the three states. Because either we're doing the thing, we're just doing the things, we're blowing the things up, or we're having fun. Yeah. But it's okay. So what is the plan? Well, we've got success, failure, and running. So now I'm thinking. Do we want on our leaf? I mean, technically, I think I've done this the wrong way. Technically speaking, it should be node contains all the nonsense, because technically a leaf is a node. It just doesn't have a child to be able to execute or like to navigate into. So I need to flip those two around, which is good, which means the execute again goes onto the node. And I think what we want to go, remember, keep things normal. We'll probably want to go a public behavior node. No, I don't want to implement any sort of backtracking. I'm thinking, do we want to add IDs onto nodes? I feel like it would be beneficial. But at the same time, I'm feeling it might not be beneficial. For now, let's add a priority. I think that will be brilliant, so that if there's a more higher priority node, well, you can figure out right what we're doing. So I think what we need to do, we'll need to, obviously inside the behavior leaf. Come on. Asshole. It's not doing what I want. We want to do base, priority, like that, boop, that's fine. I just want to propagate this, so we'll do an int of priority, which is going to be 0 by default, and then we'll just like priority it. There we go. Fantastic. So that, it goes all the way down. Or all the way up, technically. Because it's fine. My brain's figuring this out. And I'm thinking we'll do a hello keyboard private int priority, which will be priority our priority, which is fine. And then because we'll be able to sort the priority out in the other step, which is fine. The selector here I'll need to fix in a moment. I'll just return false for now, because I realized I was missing it. Yeah, because a node can have... Right, hang on. We've got docs here. Hang on. We're not reverse engineering this. Should know. Yeah, technically, a leaf only has one child. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, we'll keep the ducks yeeted off to the side for now and try and manually do the thinking bits. What do we need? So I don't like the idea. In what universe? Let me pull up this diagram again, because I'm trying to think. In what universe would we need multiple children outside of a composite node? Because surely, like, if we have a look, a composite contains a leaf, which contains something. I mean, technically speaking, if we think about it, we're not adding decorators in yet. I need to add, I'll think about decorators in a sec, but if we just think about a composite, which is like a selector, and our root, there'll all be nodes which would have at least one child, except if you're that. So technically speaking, this becomes this, which technically becomes that, which then means for this, I like that. I think. Because I think what we're missing is we'll need to be able to turn a B. I mean, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I think actually, let's rename this to a behavior status enum, so that, you know, it has a status of something, which is fine. That changed that to status, which is cool. So yeah, I think that's fine. We'll leave it as default running. We'll have a get result, which will just actually, let's make that a get status, and I think we'll just like return status, which is fine, because we'll be able to just like use that to instinctively infer where we're at with the exploding bits, which is good, I think. Yeah, figure it out. Figure it out. And then, what are we thinking? My brain's trying to figure out what we need, because I'm trying to think, right? Because we need to be able to grab the status, which we have, unless technically we make this a, which we don't need because it's public already, so that can go private, which then means that's all good there, which then means because our node has children, we also need to potentially track our current child, but we can't do that, and that needs to go protected because we need to be able to access it. I think our children, technically, I feel like that should be a protected set. Same with these, because we're inheriting all the way up and down. So we'll do current child, which we just store the index of. Yeah, because we're storing the status, storing the children, storing the priority, storing the child, which is fine. And for now, let me just yeet out the execute for now, while my brain be going through that. We don't need the selector because that's getting inherited from that. We have the children on there, which is good. And I think what we're missing is we'll probably need a, I was about to say, an add child, which obviously, if we, I mean, technically speaking, if I just do that, then I can check, I can add like a method on the leaf to check if it has things and stuff. If it has things and stuff, it can then do the things and stuff. So I think if we do that, we can just simplify this by then adding the child in to this, which is fine. And then I'm thinking, what do we want? What do we want? we probably want some kind of like execute function, but we want to be able to change how the execute works, but we want this to be able to return us a behavior status, not a success, which will be like an execute, which will just return children current child dot execute, because then in theory, once that goes up, or like it'll go all the way down train process, but I think what we probably want to do, we probably want to guard that if the current child is less than the count, I don't know where the heck that's getting any code from, we'll do that. Otherwise we'll return a behavior status of failure, because like we've incremented out of bounds. In theory that should never happen. I mean, technically speaking, that should never happen, right? Like, why am I guarding against myself? Because the only way that he can blow up is if I do the blowing up of the things, which is not probable. I mean, technically speaking, it's probable, but we'll deal with it when it blows up. Right, so what do we... Sorry, I just quickly checked the YouTube tab, checking if we have the thing, because the restream's telling me it's just streaming, not the viewer count. Now it's like, do I have people or not? But not yet, that's fine. I'm thinking, what do we want? We probably also want to add an ability, thinking of the graph, because if I could grab the graph and bring it over, we probably want the ability that if, as an example, if I go to the selector, or the sequence goes left to right, right? So it goes walk the door, open the door, but let's say the door is locked, right? We want the ability to then reset this potentially, and maybe like go down the next thing, which is like, oh, okay, go get key for door, right? And then unlock door, and then it should go back to this as an example, right? Like if we build the AI out. So thinking about this, we want a way that if this fails, this calls a reset, which would, if it had children all the way down, it would like technically call reset on them, but then that should then call a reset, because then the sequence would go, oh, this failed, reset the walk door status, reset that, reset that, reset that. So I think this needs to be a virtual, I can't, like, why can't I type today? A virtual void, we'll call this reset, we'll reset our current child to 0, and I think what we'll do, we'll just do a children, I can't really use link for this. I was kind of hoping, like, can I just like do a link over all of it? But I think doing a link over it is going to be a pain in the backside, so for now we'll just, if I can actually type, we'll do a child in children, we'll do this, still can't type, that's oh my lordy, I can't type. It's fine. What's this? Oh, hello. It's okay. I am boring people out of their minds by trying to program behavior trees. So, it's all good. It's all good. We'll do a reset. Which that means on a leaf, thinking about this, we'll need to override stuff. And how are we thinking of overriding? Because technically speaking, let me go grab the, where is it? Is it this one? This one. We've got this. Technically speaking, how do we want to override? My brain is tingling. It's doing the tingling of the tingling bits. Doth we have an inherited property where it will blow up? Do we? Oh, it's really, I just realized I'm having that like halfway off screen because like big monitor, so it's like it's fine. I'm wondering, maybe we do the thing to blow up? Does that make sense? I feel like it makes sense in my head. Does it? Because I feel like calling reset down, one thing I think that's missing is I think a leaf which is an executor, should have some... Oh, hang on, I see a message. Apologies, my brain was like thinking, heh, funny. Yeah, we'll deal with stuff. I hope everything's okay, Mr. Chiss. I hope things are fine. Right, back to brain dump. Because brain was thinking, right? Tree goes like this, right? Node into node, we'll do n, and into, fine, we can do like b of n. And then we've got leaf. Leaf needs to execute. So I have a feeling I'll need to be implementing generic. So let's do I feel like this is a good chance to use generic. So I think we'll do I behavior. What do we want? I feel like it's like more like a strategy than an execute, because an execute implies it's going to do one thing, but the strategy could have a predicate which would bind its result to pre-check. So I think we do a behavior strategy. We'll call this our strategy. Like that. And I feel like this will be a constructor thing. Hang on, let me just move chats on the other monitor so I can see people, because I just realized chat's on the other side and I can't see people. So there we go. It's there. Yeah, because I feel like... But also, I feel that I don't think we need it. I think we can make this read-only, which technically means I don't need that. Which means when we add it in, I'll pass in this goblin gook of strat. I'll just like default it to strat. And then obviously that gets passed all the way down. But then we can do like a... I'll rename that in a sec. Because my brain's thinking, do I need that public? And I was like, no, I don't. Do that for strat. Thanks, Copilot, what my brain was thinking. And then down here, we'll do like a public interface of iBehavior strategy, which I feel like should have the ability to blow up. No, I'm kidding. It should have a method. So if I do a public behavior status enum, we're not going to return a status. This will, I think, be an execute, because that's going to return the thing. And I think then we'll have a public void of reset, which is good. And then on this, I think what we'll do is we'll do a public override. Where's my execute? Here's my execute. Won't be the base execute. This will actually just return our strategy.execute. And I think for the reset, we'll do the same. We'll do like a public override void reset, which just does like the strategy reset, right? Because technically these could just be like computed properties. I don't think I need the full functions, but I'll keep them for now. And then the brain is tingling with the tingling bits that... Why are you moaning? It's because I've done the get set. Yep, that needs to do that. It's fine. It's fine. My C-sharping is not C-sharping. It's fine. So yeah, we've got a node into a behavior node to a leaf. Yeah, that's fine. I've done the thing. My brain's caught up. It's okay. We'll catch up in a bit. And then I'm thinking... So we've done the add for the node, right? This is like the node. We've done the reset. We've done the execute, which is just going to try and execute the current child. If it fails, it's going to blow up. Yay, fun stuff. Right now, we don't use the priority on a node, which is fine, because if we have selectors and things will do the stuff for us, which is okay. So now I'm thinking, I think we're at this point where we can create the selector, I think. So I think we'll allow the selector to pass the priority down like this, Then we'll take in an int of a priority, which will default to 0, just in case, like, we had different priorities and we want to sort by the most, and we want to do the things, which is fine. That's fine because that gets propagated down. The selector won't have. Actually, you know what's easier? Let's start off with the behavior sequence. Just because the selector goes and finds the one that doesn't blow up first and does it, but the sequence just goes left to right. And it's really easy to just add 2 things in to test, which is fine. And then I'm thinking, so this enemy manager is blowing up because I need a behavior tree Godot node, so that it's a class that actually exists and will do things, which is fine. That is that. So I think what I'm going to do a behavior tree equals a behavior is a new behavior tree. And I think what I'm going to do a behavior tree add of a child. And we're going to add the new behavior sequence in. And the behavior sequence, can I do like children? I can do children. Fantastic. We're gonna make spaghetti. People will love the spaghetti. The spaghetti will be the spaghetti of things. We're gonna add a sequence, and then we're gonna add, I don't have a specific node yet. So let me go back to this lovely BT that I've got here. I'm gonna do this like example nodes that'll move to files. But let's just make a brand new public class. Let's call this is player in. Oh, there we go. Just look at that. Which will be a behavior leaf. Thank you. It's doing the thing, which will take in our strategy, which we can define so that we can customize as we're going, which is fantastic. So then we're going to go here. We're going to go new one of these. Now this is going to moan because we don't have a strategy, right? So then in this behavior tree, I'm going to go public. What's it? We're going to do class. Actually, that should not be a behavior leaf. That should be the strategy, the behavior strategy. Get rid of that. That's missing the implementation. I just realized I was making spaghetti, which right now it doesn't have. But if I just like do a debug.log, it's not debug.log, it's not Unity, gd.print. It's horrible that I have to do this. It's fine. We'll just print is player in range, and then we'll just return success. We'll do some logical hooking up of this in a moment. And then when we reset, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Let's have a look what other people did. Do I have like oh, okay, other people just did no ops for reset. Fair enough. Yeah, so basically if the player is in range, we're gonna just it's gonna be like a pointless execute to adding this in, but I want to then do a behavior leaf with the new is player in range strategy, so that's gonna go oop, oop, loop, do the thing. So in theory, if I do a behavior tree dot execute immediately afterwards, we should see the thing, chat. I'm gonna build this. Look at this. We need the agent 2D, which is the I mean, technically I could just grab the parent, that's fine. I've not made the behavior tree just yet, so let me add a node. We'll call this behavior tree, because I need to figure out a serialization. I got no idea how I'm going to do that, to be honest. I'll put that in the root for now, just in case things change. Build it. Now, if all is well in this world, chat, once I click this button, I will get is player in range. Perfect. Please ignore the most wonkiest default character animation. It's fine. That is good. Delegate a null instance, which is on player manager ready, which is that. Okay, I'll need to look into making sure things are properly ready. Oh, that makes sense, because on my not projectile, this is a massive mess. You'll be scarred. It's fine. Where's my player? Player. because player managers here, that's here, that's here. I mean, technically, see, this is the only thing I hate with ready. It's like, because technically speaking, player manager, which is the horrible thing, is ready the second it gets added. So technically, this needs to be like at the bottom, so like it goes in to ready, so it goes into which means that technically needs to be at the bottom. If I am right, and then if I play again, the debugger shouldn't get that error. That's never mind. Ignore me. Oh, cannot cast null to this, which is happening in the ready, which is. I'm so confused. How is that null? Did I not assign something? I did not. Oh right, yeah. Which means, come on. Because this player UI, that's really weird. You're telling me the second I go out, I no longer get exported properties. That's fine. What I can do, instead of doing that, I can call player UI is equal to the get tree dot root dot get is it group something. It's get node in group, I think. Get find node. Or is it just the tree? Hang on, it might just be this. Get nodes in group. There we go. And then it's you need to go to the. Do I have game statics? I do have my game statics. Shall I just like go over here, do this, do a summary, do that. Cut the summary off like that. Stop being a pain. I'll do a public const string, and we'll do tag player in game UI, which I think I did that. I did that like yesterday, very late. Is that what I called it? Player in game UI. I don't want to rename it, I just want to copy it. So I have my static reference, type the same, go back here, go here, which is game statics. As player. That's really horrible. I should add an ability to grab the instance, which is perfectly fine. That will not be a null reference exception. I know that will exist, so I can just like just do that. Yeah, that. Is it that? I can't remember. C#. That's fine. Build it. Sick. We'll address warnings later, but that should get rid of the hookup. Can I get this? Okay. We'll figure that out at some other point in time, because obviously exported properties not available here. Confusion, I know. But what was I doing before I got derailed? See, this is why you can't take me anywhere. I'm getting derailed. Behavior. Yes, we had the behavior tree. This one. We had this do that thing. So I think for this one, let's do public. Come on, is player. Thank you. In range. I think what we can do is we can like grab a ref. Do I want to grab the area 2D? Because I'm trying to think, like, we've proven the sequence works because like the sequence did the thing. We got the log. Ignore the error log though. We got the regular log. It's player in range. Sick. Now I'm thinking, because like what I mean by that is like we could literally just add like a new behavior leaf, like just grab that, yoink that, and then please tell me I've got a paste history. I do have a paste history. Thank you. Dump that there. Go back to Godot. Do that. Wait for the thinging of the McThinging bits, and now you'll see we'll have the is player in range. Now the reason it's not executing to the next one, I have no idea. Because that's supposed to return a success, which means it's supposed to go to the next thing in the sequence, unless I coded the sequence wrong. It's because I never coded the sequence. Public override. Not ready. Execute. Did I not? Is it not? Hang on. I should know this. I literally wrote this like 2 seconds ago. Friggin' green. There we go. So I think what we're gonna do if, because we kind of need to stick with the current child, right? So if the current child is less than our current children that we have in our list, actually, we should probably invert that, where if it's greater or equal to that, we'll return a failure, because it means we've exhausted all the items and we've blown up. Makes sense. And we'll need to call reset, I think. I've not done this in ages. Which means we'll have to, again, switch on our children index. Oh, programming this within me head is like peering into the mirror. So if it's a success, I think what we'll want to do, we'll want to increment the index, but wrap around. Well, technically we don't want to wrap around. Like, just if we've reached the end, we'll do the thing. So I think what we do is we'll do current child plus breakout, and then we'll do if in case of a failure, we'll call reset and we'll break, and if we're running or it's default, we'll just break, because it means we're currently, well, technically I can't do that. I need to do behavior status enum. We'll just need to return running, which means technically that should return that, and that should return that, I think. Does this make sense? I don't know. I'm losing my mind. Hang on. I think it makes sense, I think. I'm kind of programming this like off of a very, very loose interpretation of what a behavior tree is. Huh. Did I even add the right thing in? Yeah, I added a sequence in. The sequence, let me just go here. The behavior tree is a behavior node, which is just called execute, which is just going to go over the default. It's going to try and execute its current child, which makes sense because the behavior tree can only have like one immediate child, which is fine. The execute on this though is going to go if that. Oh, you know why? Just realized. It's because this is not blocking, right? Because a sequence technically goes until all its children have succeeded or it gets a failure, I think. Where's my docs? Here's my docs. Behavior tree sequence. I'm pretty sure behavior tree sequences will continue processing unless, yeah. So a sequence will restart if we get a failure. If it's running, we just tick, which means before ticking the first child, it goes running. If a child successes, it goes to the next child. If the last child is a success, all the children, okay. Which means if this happens, we'll need to turn before we I'll deal with that in a sec. Which means technically speaking, if it's a success, we need to flip that. Technically goes down here, goes into this, goes into that. I'm gonna have to do like return that, and not success, you dummy. Freaking AI going crazy, because the thing does the thing, which processes left to right to do the thing. If you keep track with me, it's like very abstract, this, because what I mean is, if we look at behavior tree sequence image, this is the sequence, right? Open the door, walk through the door, close the door. Now, like a basic recipe, you got. We're basically saying, if we've succeeded in opening the door, we're gonna go to the next thing. If we've succeeded in walking, we're going to go to the next thing. If we've succeeded in closing the door, we're going to go to the next thing. But there's no next thing, which means once we get to this, we'll need to do a thing? But how are we going to do the thing? I kind of feel like if on the success, I don't like doing garbage, but I feel like maybe we should do if current child greater. But you see, my problem is if we just call a reset inside of there without returning, because in theory, when we get a failure, this should never occur, so we can just go, in theory, this will always be a success, because if we encounter a failure, we instantly call a reset and fail out, so that resets all its kids, right? So that should be fine. He says, very loosely, but I think this is the way. It was not the way. What did I do? It is time to attach the debugger. Because Lord have mercy, I got no idea what I'm doing. Debugging time. Come on, attach. What do we have? Yep, so we've got... Yeah, I do not care. You can continue. I do not care. Thank you. We've got that. We're gonna... current child is... what's current child? 0. We're gonna go... Why it's a success. Which is gonna return running. Which is going... Oh! Yeah, that's why. That would explain it. I'm a dummy. My behavior tree doesn't cyclically execute, which means I should go public. I'll just do execute. I can't be asked to type it out. I can't remember it. That, which means we're gonna do while not true. Gonna be like children. Actually, do I want to do a do while? Technically, I want to execute, so we'll just do a. I'll fix this in a sec, unless I cause a memory leak. Or like infinite loops. This will be fine. This will be fine. This is fine. So we're gonna go. What's this? For each of the children, because this is the behavior tree. I mean, technically, that's what we want, because we want forever to execute through it, right? Because we're gonna go grab the child. Sounds really weird when you say it. We're gonna execute it. If it's a failure, we're gonna reset, re-execute. If it's a success, we'll continue. Else, if it's running, we'll just run. This, why is stream elements in here? Hang on. That was from ages ago. Do not listen to the bot. Hang on. That was from when I used to do things on for another company. Hang on. Twitch. How do I nuke the bot? Hang on. Stream elements. Because in a previous company, in a previous life for Twitch, sorry, that's on Twitch, we had a thing. Timers. I've got no timers. Modules. I've got no chat alerts. Chat commands. Commands, quotes. Crap, what is this thing? We're helping that. I have this on this page. I do not have this on this page. Where is it coming from? This is so confusing. This is really confusing. I've literally had to look. It's like I can't find anything. I mean, whatever gets made, like it's in the donation box anyway, so it just gets moved in theory to it. But I don't work for that company anymore. I thought I removed it. No, that's commands. Yeah, the timer's not here. Did I have another Stream Elements account? Hang on. Maybe with Twitch, if I log in with Twitch? One sec. Because I logged in with YouTube, and I'm like, I'll just log in with YouTube. Maybe that shit. But I think, continue. Oh yeah, it looks different. Chatbots, chat commands, timers. Aha! There we go. Be gone. Sick. sorry about that. Can I delete message? Can I? No, I can't. It's okay. It's okay. We fixed it though. I think this fixed it. Does the dot fix it? And I've broken. Oh no, the shooting's fine. The timer is just broken. But why? If we get a success, we continue. If we're running, we're running. We only have one child, right? Am I missing a for loop? I feel like this... Ooh. I feel like this should be in a for loop. I feel like this entire thing should actually be in a for loop. Should it? We'll find out in the next episode of... No, but it can't be in the for loop. This needs to be in the for loop. Should it? Hang on. My brain's lost now. Hang on. Where's my diagram? Yeah, because that's gonna go there. Gonna go success. We're still running, which is then gonna go back into this. Yeah, because it goes running. Well, that's why I'm a dumbass. Should continue. Because if it's a failure, I'll terminate the tree. In the future, like the tree will just like self heal. There we go. There we go. There's my infinite loop. Thank you. That's what I was hoping for. Let's crash it. Just close it. Close it. That's what I was hoping for. Except that's not what I was hoping for. Because in theory, what I should have gotten was success, next child, run, which means that should have been attack player, which then means once, where is my selector? This one. Once we go over, we get success. Success terminates. Let me try this. Let me do, while the tree is running, just for dev purposes, because I don't want to block threads and things. In theory, I should get 2 logs now. 2 logs! Yes! We fixed the selector, which is good. Please ignore my horrible, very horrible 2D stuff. We're not there yet. Because yeah, when we get a failure, we're gonna reset the tree and run. Honestly, I think though, like, this should be a task. So I can async it. But I don't know what the GC, hang on, let's Google. GC implication for C# tasks. Because I'm not sure when the C# task goes, do I get destroyed? Do I get a lot of, I mean, I could test it, right? I could just, like, you can see that memory usage when the BT kicks in. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because it's a bunch of classes. We could, because in theory, the behavior objects themselves, i.e. the tree, and so like if we go back to the node, right? Like this node in theory, the children would never get removed. Just on add, right? Like it adds in. Kind of wondering if we create a sealed record struct, not sealed, like just a record, not sealed actually, just like a record struct so we can modify it. Because then GC goes down because we're not having a bunch of class overheads. Interesting. I like this. I like this idea. But anyway, to the actual thing I wanted to do. So this strategy is going to check for player in range. I think what we should do is we should get a... How would we do? See, it's quite different with Godot because like in a conventional case, we check if the player is like a distance to this, which I think what we can do is we can probably get like a do I have player? Not yet, but I've got my player movement controller, which I'll just call player movement. But you don't have access to the movement controller, but they will have a reference to like the enemy. Let's just do like enemy. Oh my gosh, enemy. Or let's do like an agent. Was it agent 2D? There we go, agent 2D nav agent. There we go. Because then what we can do, what I'm thinking, we'll do a private read only, so I don't have the ability to blow this up. Because Lord knows I'm going to do something and then something's going to blow up. We're going to do player movement equals the player movement. That's actually ambiguous, so I should be doing that into that, which means that goes to that. Well, we have that, and I think what we do, because technically all this is going to do is going to say if the distance to... Oh, you're telling me this doesn't have a... That's the target position. I don't have it. Okay, let me just pass in the node 2D. I'll just call it like agent root, unfortunately, just so that I can have some parity and just get this working. So we can do if the position, and then we'll pass a float distance, which we'll do like, just do 20 units. Do 20 units for now. And then we'll do private read only float distance. Thank you. Oh, look at that. Isn't this lovely, chat? It's doing the thing. And then we'll do distance. If it's distance, otherwise we'll return failure. Whoop. Just for now, because like I don't really care about doing anything else. This is moaning because it doesn't have access to the thing. So I'm kinda wondering, can I pass in, not this, I want to pass in, can I actually do like, can I do position? Is position on this? Position is not on this because that is here. My energy manager, my BT, why am I doing the one things? Why am I doing things right? I just realized this is my behavior tree. My energy, energy. Ugh. Ooh, but you know what? What I could do in theory. Do I even need that? Do I even need the behavior tree to go? I feel like I don't, right? Because I could just yoink that, make that my, not my blob, the behavior tree, in ready, check that, don't care about that, do that, dump all that in here. And then what I can do is I can just do like, come on. I can do like a agent. Come on. Dot. And I'm hoping it has me the ability. So that's the owner I don't care about. Radius, velocity. I'm hoping I can. There's like a global distance. Because in theory, nav agent 2D. Let's do nav agent 2D for the Godot engine. Nav agent 2D is a node inherited. Oh, I see. Because it's a node inherited, which is that, because this will... I'm kind of wonder, you know what, I just realized, should I actually have a character body 2D, this here, that goes here, this has the collision shape goes here, that goes here, we make a brand new, just make it a circle, I don't really care. Make it like a little chunkai, like that, I don't really care. Like this. Then that means this can go here. character, we can do that. That's fine, I don't really care. Because then this will, if I just reorder this, we'll manage that. That manages the agent. The agent, which means this, will need, if I put that there, we'll do an export of a private character. Can I not? I cannot spell now. Why would I be able to spell? We'll do a character body 2D, which is get set, which is fine. Like that, and then we'll do a character body 2D dot. Pass that down, which is fine because that's a .2D which inherits a thing. Currently, we don't have the player. Can cheese it. Very ugly. I'll do wait, does my player have a root thing on it? It's called the player movement controller. I should probably reparent it, shouldn't I? Where maybe this is a node 2D, because it kind of feels weird having the player manager under this. Like, although like all of this needs to be parented to my player to move, kind of feels weird. Let me can I change node? Where is it? It was there used to be like a change type. There we go. Change type to a node 2D, and then we're going to make scene root, which is now perfectly fine. Because now, assuming I've got nothing tagged, I do not. Why is that my UI? That should not be UI. Let me just check, make sure nothing's accidentally been tagged. Cool. We're then going to add. This will be. Would it be global? My player would be global technically, so we'll call this player. Because we're only making a single player game, so it doesn't matter if we're modding things horribly. He says, I want to grab, because this has access to the player controller. So I think for this, my player will do a public character. Can I do like a read-only character body? Come on, 2D. Get player body. Can I do that? Can I return a read-only? Nope. Okay, that's fine. My C# is still very much in production. Public character body, that's fine. Which means here we can do player. Actually, we can do a character body 2D is player, which will be a get tree dot get nodes in group, and then we're going to do game statistics dot player. Grab the first one. There will be an as player manager like this. And just do dot get player body. This is horrible. I am very well aware. It's okay. Alright, I'll need to stick to the convention. We'll do string tag player player, which is equal to player player. Yoink, yoink, yoink. We don't care about that. We'll fix all of the potential exploding bits in the next episode of What the Hell Is This? Nobody knows. Player. Oh lord, accidentally pressed shift. That's moaning because it was expecting the movement controller, which is fine, which means I can now change that to a character body 2D. I can change that to character body 2D. Call this player char self char, I guess. That goes there, 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 that goes there. Distance is fine. I don't need to pass a distance in for now. So that should do the thing. So in theory, if I go this and then we just do a quick little thing like this, do this. Let me just cache this real quick just so I can log it out. Oh, Lord have mercy. Whoop, wrong file. Ah, damn it. I don't know what is it? Wait, is it Control Shift? No. I don't know what the key is to jump to like start a file. Is in range. Do that. Log that out. do that, format the file, because Lord have mercy, it is very ugly, but it's okay. It's okay. We're doing the Lord's work. Actually, that's technically, yeah, no, that's fine. So my mirror's like, which is fine. Do I need to adjust anything? That's fine. It's gonna log. That's gonna just do it because we don't really have an attack at the moment. That's fine. In theory. So now what I need to do, I need to grab my player. I need to move like 150 there, and then if I play, hopefully, this was not what I was expecting. No, this is exactly what I was expecting, because that no longer does a thing. This needs that, because it's going to pass a null in, which is fine. This is why you can't work on two different ways. It's going to go like that, that's going to go like that, which means, in theory, we hit this play button and we should see, is player in range? True? What? I am so very confused. How am I in range? Nope, that makes complete sense. That makes very much complete sense. Behavior tree all the way to the bottom. Global positions. Global positions. Because it was using relative positions. You cannot do relative. False. I was kind of hoping for like false, 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 false. And then when I went close, it would go, surprise, you win. That makes sense because of the bug in the selector, because I assumed previously, oh, we're going to go through the selector. If something fails, it will reset. No, but that's right, because it's gonna reset. And on this, regular behavior node goes current child 0, all children's reset, which is fine. So that should go back to 0, which then means if we go here, failure. So we did that. So let me do a continue on this. I'm really hoping that doesn't blow up my PC. I've got a very strong feeling the second I click play, I'm going to invoke a memory leak. Oh lord. I was right. Terrifying. Because that's going to call reset on the entire tree? Because technically, I only want the tree to stop once I hit a success. But if I hit a failure, it's going to call reset, which is going to go through the children, do a reset. I kind of wonder. Let me go look for inspiration on this lovely bad boy to see what I did wrong. Because I'm trying to code this out of my head of a concept I know what a behavior tree is. Does that make sense? Oh. Really? That feels interesting. That would make a lot of sense because that's thread blocking. So I don't think we need that. What's that idea? Yeah, I know, I've replied. Keep it. And I've got the lovely chat in the top right corner. Not that people can see it, but there we go. Right, so what I've just noticed on the other code, they have a thing known as a policy, which it looks like the policy is only used on the tree. It doesn't look like the policy is used anywhere else. And the policy dictates how the tree reacts. Because that's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, I don't like this. Like, blah, 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 blah. But now, knowing that this was basically this, right? It was like, oh, you've got a policy. We're going to try and process the current child. If the policy is, should terminate, we're going to just return the current status. Otherwise, if we should continue going, we're going to go to the next child, wrap around, and continue running. Sick. Which means, like, obviously what I did would cause, like, a blocking infinite loop, which makes sense. So now that I have an idea of what the policies is, I just need to check what an I policy does. So it just has a boolean of whether it should return based on a status. Okay, so that makes complete sense to me. Let's do an I behavior tree policy. Can I type? The answer is no. No, I cannot. The public behavior tree. So I'm trying to type here in like 2 different billion ways. We'll do an int of priority. That though is fine. We'll do the I behavior policy, which will do policy dot. We'll make a run forever policy by default. So like this tree will continue going until it eventually erupts into a very beautiful little experience. So I'm thinking, if I go all the way down here, don't worry, we'll clean this like file up in a sec. So we'll have public interface I behavior tree policy, which will have, it'll return the enum. It won't return an enum actually, it'll return a bool, and we'll call should abort, should continue. What's better? Do we want, no, because if we do should continue, we have to negate it. So maybe like a should abort works, and then we have a behavior status enum of a status that we're going to pass in, because in theory we should be able to grab the status result, which makes sense. And then if I go down here and I do a public class policy, I can't type class policy, and we'll make a public static I behavior tree policy run forever, which will be a new, which will be a new run forever policy, and that will just like be living inside of here, which will be a public run forever policy, which is basically a should abort. It'll just basically return false, right? Because we're saying, regardless of what you give me, we're going to continue, which is fine. So we're going to do a public static I behavior tree policy. We'll do run until failure. Sure, that works. Please AI, don't give me any assistance. Run until failure, which will inherit from the I behavior tree. Oh, Lord, no, don't give me a hint. Don't give me a hint. Don't give me a hint. We'll do what's it? Should. Come on, should abort this. We'll do if. Actually, we'll just return status dot status equals the failure. If it's a failure, oh yeah, I need to make sure that's called policy, so it matches up. And then we'll make one more static policy. We'll just do a public class inside of this, run until success, which is an I behavior tree policy, which will be a public all of a should abort behavior status enum of status. Yes, we've gone insane. We'll return. So if we should abort, it would be the status is a success. If it's a failure, is running, will continue. Okay, my friends? Okay? Okay. You do this. We like this. We like this. Which is good. Which means we'll do a public static I behavior tree policy run until success. Which should just be a brand new. Oh yeah, that should be a policy. Because to keep with the naming convention, my brain, because remember, being explicit makes life easy, he says in like a very saddening word of things. which then means up here we've got the run forever policy. Is it? Hang on, run. Wait, policy dot. Come on. Policy dot. Run forever. Why are you being an asshole? No. I literally have it right here. No, right here, static. Let's do it. You know what? I think, just in case there's any like naming confusion, I'm gonna do this because it might be that something else is like being used. As a default parameter, reference type of a string cannot be used. Really? Hang on. I'm literally like trying to remember, like, yeah, public static. Oh, is it reader? It's because I didn't make it like read only. Read only. I really need to get better at remembering read onlys and stuff because Lord have mercy. You know what I'm gonna do? I physically do not care. Honestly, we should probably be setting our things here, and then I guess we should do if a policy equals. No, well, just why am I doing that? It should be this. The one time Copilot failed me. There we go. So we're basically saying if you give me a policy, we'll use it, else we're going to default to whatever. Sick. Which means now we can do a var result equals children, current child execute if we should abort. We're going to reset the tree, return the result. Otherwise, we're going to do return running. But one thing we need to do current child equal. What the frick? No. We can do current child plus 1 modulus our count. So we're rapping. We're always rapping. It'll be good. So now, in theory, I should not get a memory leak. Yeah, no memory leak. Run forever. I do have a run forever though. Virtual. Huh. That's fine. Wait, hang on. Consult the wisdom of repo. What have I done? My brain is like at this point. I've tried building this thing out of pure memory. I've got this repo in my back pocket in case I need it. Right. Oh, literally. Ah, funny. Same code. Yeah. I'm so confused. Public behavior tree takes that in. Is it just going to process, which is literally going to go grab the status, which, I mean, I just wanted to be explicit for status enums. If we should abort, we'll return. Otherwise, is it because this? See, that's processed in a loop. So I'm currently wondering, because that's being processed in a loop, I don't like the idea of processing that in a loop. So I'm wondering, can I make like a I mean, this is the energy enemy manager. So let's make like a private not attack player, async task pool. Lord have mercy. Let's call this like run tree, because like I'll figure out how to build the trees up from files. We'll figure that out later. I think what we should be doing, we should basically be saying the execute will return us the result, and if it's not running, I think we can do that. So I think what we can do, I think we can do do await execute. Okay, we're gonna just do that. doesn't equal running. I mean, it's kind of horrible. I hate that. Because, like, you kind of need that in, like, the process loop. I mean, I guess I could get away with just, like, lobbing it in here. I guess. For now, lob it in here. I'll figure out how to neatly compactorize anything. Yeah, false, 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 false. I was really expecting a true at some point. Giving me depression, sir. Why? Why? I should really fix this, shouldn't I? It's really messy. This is fine. Distance is 12. Honestly, can I more, like, log the distance? Because I've got a feeling she's a wee bit of a problem. 150. Ah, I knew it. They could feel it. Let's make that like 100 units, like the thing. So in theory, it's gonna go, oh, false, 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 false. It's attacking the player. I mean, technically speaking, like, it's gonna go attack, and then I think what we should do for the attack, I think we're gonna do like the exact same thing again, where we're gonna yoink this, put that there, grab this, put that there. Instead of us doing this, we're gonna go again. We're gonna grab this code because I can't be asked to write everything again because my brain is a little EDBT going insane. So we're gonna check if this position is, let's say less than 60, right? Let's change this one rather to follow player. I'll fix it later, so it's called like follow player strategy and stuff. That's fine. So we're gonna say if the player is in range, and then I think what we should be doing is if the distance to the player, so basically we're gonna go follow player. You know what? We should be following the player. Well, that is greater than the distance, right? So we're gonna go, well, we're not in range. But see, now I kind of need like a point at which to swap over and a point at which we still track, right? Because like, what my brain's thinking, I'll pull up concepts so people can see what I mean. Wait, do I not have concepts? Hi, I thought I installed concepts. Hang on. Windows Store. Come on. Concepts. This one of my favorite apps. It's an infinite whiteboard. You can just draw whatever you want. It's really lovely. Yes. One time, it will do a thing. It will do a thing. It'll do it then. Cumin? Cumin. There we go. We like cumin. Because it's spice. I have no idea where I was going with this. Right, I don't care. No, I just want to make a new drawing. There we go. We're explaining stuff. Right. It's really bright. Wow. So basically, what we have, give me green. We have dummy over here, which is us. Then we have, let's just make the enemy pink. We've got enemy here, Monsieur Pink. But then we've got, let's choose. I'm not really using the best colors here, am I? We've got the initial radius of a very not good circle of where we detect, right? So like the player, if I switch back to black, is gonna like go la 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 la, we're having fun. And then the second we hit this boundary, we're going to, please give me a red, please give me a red. Yeah, that's good enough. We're gonna go Metal Gear Solid. Shrink. Hang on. Shrink. That just looks like he's wearing a hat. We'll just do that. That looks fine. We're gonna go Metal Gear Solid Shrink. And then we're gonna go, we need to go to the player. So the player at this point is over here. Which is, you know, I'll draw a little hat on player. so we know what's player, because it'll be drawing in black now. And then enemy over here with exclamation mark, it is going this way towards the player, right? Because we're gonna grab the player's position. This thing's gonna go, I need to kill you. It's gonna over here. But now what we need to do before we go over to the attack mode, which is why I realized we need to add a follow player in. We need to get the radius, which is like I'm just gonna draw this out. Hang on. Like, let's assume this. I'm really trying to draw this normally. Is the blue radius that we had first, right? Now I have a second radius, which is going to be like just way too close. Like, let's say I'm trying to like draw them in like different strokes. This, and let me draw them in the proper colors, because I realize this is getting really hard to track and follow. We're going to draw in blue. This is a very zoomed in example, by the way, just so it makes a bit more sense. We've got the original radius. But now what we need, our attack radius, which I guess I can choose like red. Our attack radius is technically our attack range, which is this lovely little red zone. So that means, good sirs and madams, if I can find a nice color that I gel with. Yeah, let's do it like this. Which means this entire area that we have is the follow range, because here it's like, are we in range? Sick. Follow. So then that's why we kind of need to follow the player until the distance we want, which is like this attack boundary. While we're greater than that, we want to follow the player, but then also we want a fall distance. So we'll call this like fall back distance of like, if the player falls back to say like 120 units, because that's like, you know, oh, stretching out a bit, right? That. So what we're going to do, we're going to check is player in attack range. We'll do another one. Var is player in fallback range, right? That should actually be a greater than or equal. But that should be the inverse now because of what I'm doing. It's really stupid I didn't do that. I'm really disappointed. But that's fine because I need to do that here. Come on, fallback distance. Come on. Oh, would you look at that? We get to live AI for once. I can get rid of this, right? So now what we're basically saying is, once we get into the red zone, we need to mark as a success, right? So we need to go if is player in attack range will return behavior success. If the player is technically, let's do like if player is player in chase. Let's just do like chase range. Let's do like chase range. Do that. Chase range. This is like horribly done, but it's fine. We're gonna say then, if the player is in chase range, we'll just like return. Come on, running. Otherwise, we failed, right? Which means if we failed, we'll like go into like a sub thing, reset, blah 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 down the line. I don't really care. For now, we're just trying to get to the player, right? So that's fine. That's moaning. Primary constructor. I can convert to a primary constructor in a sec. For the reset, see, like for this reset, we want to pass in a vector 3 of original position, because then technically we'll want to like to do nav mesh back to our original pose, because we'll track it and then we'll go back and then have some fun, right? We'll probably eventually implement like a radius where once certain units go into a certain radius of the original position, they'll resume patrolling I guess. I've got no idea. Technically, we don't need that because this is like going to be an action game. But again, it's good to like have things covered off. Which means this actually I can just do a vector. Why is it a vector 3? That should be a vector 2.1. Vector 2. Is it? Do we not have vector 2.1? Okay, you know what? I'll get rid of that for now. It's in the mine, which is a very dangerous place to be, but that's fine. Yep. So we're gonna go. While we're there, actually, while we're running, let's actually do a thing where we'll do agent. Let's do English is so hard. Self-char dot velocity will equal the. I mean, we got the distance here to the player. Instead of me doing it twice, let me do var distance to player, because I just realized I'm doing that twice, which could be expensive. So while we're here, while in Rome, do the thing. So we're going to do the distance to player times, let's just like move it like 150 units. It's fine. Like that, and then yep, which means I need to do not the distance, I need to then do player character dot, come on, global position dot direction to that times the distance to the player times 150, which will give us some form of value. And then if I go to the enemy manager, follow player, which I need to pass the player in, to pass character body 2D, that's happy now. And then what I'll do, because the character body doesn't have a script on it yet, we're gonna cheat and we're gonna do character body dot move and slide. I know, I feel the same, it's fine. And then actually, you know what I'll do? I'll actually pass a character body 2D dot global position in. I'll just do it now while I'm here. We'll do a vector to original position. We'll do a private read only vector to original position, and then on failure, which will be the reset, we'll basically do a self-char velocity equals the distance to that times a speed. The distance to, which will be this will be the inverse, will be self-char global position to the distance to the original position, i.e. spawn location, and then we'll just times that, and that should follow us and reset. We don't care about warnings. We like to live dangerously. What have I done? 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 Actually, you know what? I don't like the detached look. Can I like just do that? Get rid of that. Put that back here. I mean, he's vibrating, boys. I have somehow... Let me comment that out real quick. Terrifying. Where's the thing? Here. I just want to make sure it's not that breaking it. Oh. Bye! Got yeeted off. Oh, you know why? Probably because that does that there, which means I need to, in this one, make sure I do underscore character body dot velocity times equals delta. Oh yeah, I need to do light because it's a pain in the backside. But that's fine. That should not yeet off into the. Why? Come back here. I mean, technically speaking, like. Why? What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Why? How? 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 Hang on. Flashback. So let's just make sure it. That's physics process. Make sure you do the movement in the physics so it looks smooth, people. Otherwise, it can be very you. So like now, even though he's gonna run away, it's still gonna look way more smooth. Wait, where are you? Come here! Come here! Right, it's fine. What did I do? Why is it? So that's just going to smooth it out on the per frame basis. What did I do? Oh, yeah, that should be the inverse. Every time. Every time. Me and vectors. Every time. Well, I mean, I guess what I could do, because that's going to basically get the direction to the player, which should be a normalized vector. It is. That's going to get the distance to the player, which means, like, if it's 1,000 units, I shouldn't do 1,000 units times speed. I should be 1,000 units over speed. I think we'll figure this one out real quick. Stop. Play. Build. Play. What do we get? Are you following me? Timmy? I think Timmy's moving really slow. Unless... I mean, what I could always do, I could just, like, do that. Or instead of doing that, I could just, like, do that, right? Like, just, instead of using the distance as a coefficient on the multiple location to get there quicker, I could just do this as a base. Hello, buddy. Oh, yeah, no, that makes complete sense, because I was wondering why I needed to do the velocity multiplication. I wouldn't need to, because the move and slide, if you hover over it, it does the delta built in. Wherever it says that, it has delta built in. So we were multiplying by delta's delta. So now we're being chased. Help! See? And then see that though we need to fix, because the second it gets near us. So let's try and see if we can fix that for tonight. Let's do the attack distance as like 40 units, which is fine. So what we're gonna do is check if we're in the attack range. We're gonna go success. Actually, you know what? I should probably add a padding zone sheet that they can't come closer to the player if the distance is... That's a good point. I should probably check if the player is in chase range, which is that's fine, we're going to be running, but I think I should set the velocity rather here. If the distance to player is less than half the... Hang on. Half distance, or sorry, if it's greater than the half distance, will chase. So like we don't get too close. Otherwise, we'll stop. Oh, we'll still process, but like as an example. I may have lied. What if I use the distance to the player to smooth out the chasing bits? I mean, it's gonna move. No, see, it has to be 150. So now I'm confused. The distance. Maybe I need to do that. No, see, because that's pointless. Hang on. I'm so confused. Because that should basically say if the distance to the player. So we're going to grab the direction, we're going to move there in like a speedy zone, but then we're going to say if... Right, see, it doesn't really work for regular distance, so I'm kind of wondering if I do like, if this is supposed to be the chase range, because 20 it would always not be able to get to because of the padding boundary, but now... I mean, it's hilarious that it slides against me and then, like, yeets back. I mean, I'm really surprised. Only 600 meg usage. Why is it not stopping? Ooh, you know what we should probably do? We should probably then do self-char.velocity equals vector 2. I wonder. Because that feels like probably why it was blowing up, right? Like, chase! Chase. Yay! There we go. Which means if it's greater than the attack distance, well, I mean, that's kind of pointless, but we'll check if this works so we don't... So the distance to the player. Why did that work then? Why did that work then? Because we're going to check if the distance to the player was greater than the attack distance, which should have... Maybe because the speed is too great, so putting it to half. What if we try the difference? I think that'll work. So my brain has just thought, what if we do the chase range as 120 units minus the distance we actually want to attack at? That should be like the... So it should be 120 minus 40 is 80. 80, I mean, technically is going to produce the exact same result, but it should expand for things, and then hopefully I'm getting face hugged again. Damn it! I think because it gets too close. So I wonder if the coefficient... Because what I'm thinking, right, like back to... There's no like dark mode, I just like burnt my retinas. Dark mode. Dark mode. Is there no dark mode? Edit color. Black. Black. So, hang on. Concepts. Dark mode. Please tell me there's a dark mode in concepts. Switch your device settings. I swear my device is color mode. Device color? Ah, screw it. We'll just go to settings. Hang on. Color. Display info. No, not display info. It's, was it personalization? Dynamic lighting? It's in one of these. I know it is. I can feel it. No, it's dark mode. It is. I knew it. Freaking lied to me. Maybe because the paper is white? Is there a way I can like... Oh, there we go. Eyes. Right, because basically what I want is... let's use the proper colors. Yep. So, Monsieur Player over here. Let me just make sure my chat's over here so I can actually realize it, because there it is. I moved into an corner which you can read what I can. Anyway, my player's over here. We then have... do I have dummy color? I do have dummy color over here. We have enemy over here. Metal Gear Solid. Sick. We then have the original radius here for detection. Sick. We then have... you can't see that. Perfect. We then have chase radius, because obviously you've aggroed me, you've come in, now you're in my chase radius. Right? Makes sense. And then we have attack radius, right? Which implies that this entire... I'm not going to dash it, I'm just going to like frick. This entire... Ooh, that looks really horrible, I'll just like dash it properly. This entire section, the blue section, is the leashing zone, and the English, the closest position we can get would be somewhere here on this, right, to the player, right? Like what I mean is, like, if we drew the exact same padding around the player, the closest point on that we could get is like somewhere here, somewhere here, somewhere here, somewhere here, right? Makes sense because we're getting to the edge boundary of our player and then murdering them. Very drastic, I know, very drastic, that's fine. So I think a solution is a self-char. This is really bad, but for now, global position equals the clamp. Please tell me there's a mathf clamp dot clamp of what do we take? Is it min max? Like which way around does it do this? It's not telling me. Come on, I don't. It's really fine. Value min max. Okay, it does value min max. Because it does that way around, I'm gonna do a let's move towards 2. Pretty nice. Wait a second. Do I need to move this vector toward it by a certain... Okay, I'm not going to do it. My brain was like, wait, did I just do the thing? What I'm going to do, a new vector 2. This is very ugly. Do never. It's fine, I can't speak. We're going to do a math f.clamp. So we pass in the value, right? So we're going to pass in our self-char .global position .x, and then we have the min and the max, right? So the minimum position we could be, technically speaking, is... Ooh, actually, how do we clamp that? Because technically speaking, it could go either way. Because basically what my brain was thinking is we compute the point here and just hard set it. Brain's thinking. I think I'm going to try that. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a self-char dot global position. Can't speak, is going to equal a new vector 2 of mathf.sin of the is it player char dot global position plus or distance. Like it's gonna get the player position, push it to the edge, and then we're gonna do that should be cos. I always mix it up. It should be cos dx. And then we'll do a new vector 2, which will be the player char dot global position dot y plus the distance. Not a vector 2. Sorry, my brain's tired. It's been a long day. Sin. That's gonna say if we go, I should be greater than or equal to, if we go over the boundary, this is going to put us back. But that is a problem because it's going to take this plus the distance and work out that We'll figure it out. It'll probably break and snap things and very difficult. That math looks wrong, re-looking at it. It's not entering the cells block. Let me just do, if it's greater or equal to the chase range dot... let me just yeet that over to... I mean, technically speaking... Sick. That's completely wrong. Why is that? Because that's gonna get the... If we think about it, I'm gonna go for the side here. We have player. Defense zone. Well, not defense, not like attack point, blah, 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 blah. We'll figure this out. Enemy unit here. We want to say, you should not be here. You should be over here. Like, I'll draw it in like a stipple version. Like, you should be here. So, what's happening now? It's taking the global position, which is this, computing it on the player, but of the player's position plus the distance, which is not correct, because if I go to the weapon controller like what we're doing here, we're grabbing the last position plus times the distance from the player to like, which is a normal, which makes sense. So we need to do the same, which means that is actually going to be distance 2, that's a normal. No, I need to do direction. I have direction here. We do var dir to player. Do that, right? See, this is the dir to the player. Is what I'm thinking. We need to do the exact same thing we did in one of these billion tabs for the weapon controller. This one. Where we basically, because just reference, this position is the global mouse position. I just like correct the offset. And then what we do is we put the weapon position to the last position, which is the global position, normalized, times the distance from like the center of the anchor, and that allows it to like swivel in nicely to swiveling zone. Yes, swiveling zone. There we go. So my brain is thinking. We have the direction, which is normalized for its movement. So it's gonna like point into like a -1, blah 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 blah, which to visualize it is this, which -1, which is I can't -1 +1 +1 -1, right? Because it's a normal Cartesian field. So then we could do the distance to player distance to the player. So that is going to put us on a like ring kind of point, if that makes sense. If I remember correct from what I did this like very long ago, like 2 days. Yep, that's just like the mouse global position. We have the thing. So then in theory, if I do that minus that, which should just be a minus equals. I mean, technically speaking, that should be a more like an else if, like if you've come into range. So let's just do like elf distance to player is less than the chase range. It's really spaghetti for now. It's okay. Don't worry. You're moaning because I forgot semicolon. We do not talk about the spaghetti. The spaghetti feeds us. Gives us PTSD. Come on, Chase. I mean, you're vibrating, but you're not getting close to me anymore. I mean, I call it. Damn it. I had to open my mouth. I was like, it's not getting close anymore. Okay, what if, instead of me affecting the global position, what if I just set the velocity to a nice little vector2.0? So we just say, well, you can chase me, come after me, and then if my distance or my distance to my player is less than or equal to my attack distance, which will be regular underscore distance, we shall just nuke it. Come on. That's not what I had expected. I am thoroughly confused. I mean, I'm not using this direction anywhere. I'll leave it. I'll leave this direction there just in case I need it. So we're basically saying, if my distance, which is the player to this, hang on, pointing from this to the 2. Yep, that's right. Hang on. I flipped this around. Freaking, I'm so used to regular like vector things where like A minus B is actually B to A. But Godot does things properly. So I'm like, stop chasing me. I mean, technically that worked. Let's actually get rid of the else if and test. To be fair, we made good progress. I mean, what if I just do, if it's greater than the distance? What if I do that? Instead of doing that, what if I just check if you're greater than my attack range, come at me? This is thoroughly confusing. Let me comment that out. And then here, let's do a GD print. To player, it should be fine to print out the distance to the player, because I'm thoroughly confused. You've got to be kidding me. It's because 40 units. Okay. So then, can I make that 60? Okay, no, let's make 50 units. That should then work. It was literally just a... I mean, I just like how it goes up sliding. Let's make that 55. Like, I feel like the 40 is a bit cutting it close. Because, like, it could... I don't like the fact that it's sliding. I think... Is there a way to, like, instantly set the internal velocity self char dot... Can I do motion mode? I need to, like, turn this velocity down instantly. Like, just stop moving. Is there, like, another velocity? Get platform, get real velocity. There's no... I wonder if there is a... let's Google this. Godot reset velocity to stop instantly. Because we need to stop a literal instant. Let's have a look what people on Reddit say. It's not helping. Hang on. Godot character body 2D stop being instantly. Because obviously, like, I figured that out. Now I'm like, we have one last thing before we can say we've done a thing. Interesting. So apparently that should have worked. What if I just set that to, it has to be greater. I mean, instantly just set the velocity to 0. That's like a very close pixel gap though. They're just stuck in me. It's stuck in me. Perfect. I feel like we get better value from like, well, we are less than or equal to the chase range over 2F. I feel like that provides a much better I'm still so confused. It feels like it works, but it doesn't. The confusion on my face is limitless. Can I check? I've got an idea. Yeah, I'm gonna go back into Godot. I'm gonna press build. I'm now going to physically go into remote, select this little boy. I'm gonna move it 40 units. Right. Minus 40. I mean, that is quite big, isn't it? Because if I get close enough, that's now 55 units away. Right, so it's like, oh, okay, I need to chase. Okay. And then the reason, obviously, that happens is the velocity still imparts. So, ceiling, stop on slope, block on wall angle, moving platform, do nothing just in case it thinks that. Self collision margin, collision object, collision. Save mode. Right, I'm gonna try this. Let's try floating. I mean, it makes sense why it takes a sec to recompute. Bad boy. I mean, we've got the chase working, which is fine. I'm not really using the agent, to be honest. I want edge centered, please. I do want avoidance. That's too big. Like 30. Let's do like, yeah, 10 neighbors is fine. Sorry, that's just setting it up for the future. That's still too big. Like 30 should be that, yeah, because like neighbor distance. And then we can probably like whack that to like 50. Is what I'm trying to think. Trying to think. We'll figure this out tomorrow at some point. I realize it's like 2 a.m. here. So people, have a lovely night. We've made some progress. We've basically done behavior tree from scratch, which is, yes, nice for people who care about things like that. So yes, enjoy, and we'll see you once I try and